Sorry from 17 once again. This is a balls deep of the game Fuse. And as you can tell by the awesome aesthetic of the menus, this is about as good as it gets when it comes to top tier, third person, generic, boring piece of dog shit third person shooters. So we're going to jump into the campaign and I'm going to see how much I can stomach, because I don't know if you can tell by my tone, but I'm not a big fan of this one. So let's do new game. I have played it before. I played it with Aiden. Aiden enjoyed it a lot more than I did. Yeah, let's have a look. So for anybody that doesn't know, this is made by Insomniac Games, the people that I believe do Ratchet and Clank. They also do Resistance. You know, they're a capable developer, and they decided to do whatever the hell this is, this kind of squad-based co-op shooter game. Only it's just so bad. Like, it's so plain, so average, so, you know, generic black guy in army gear with crossbow, that it elicits no emotion at all. None whatsoever. It's just there. So let's see the beautiful exposition, shall we?
We're in the market for a contact team. Clean operatives with no ties to government. Our mutual friend in Lisbon told us you'd be able to assist.
Well, it's got some interesting motion graphics at least, but this looks like every Modern Warfare we've ever played.
What's the app? Damage control.
I haven't enough. You've got to shoot some people and shoot them hard.
This is Hyperion Base, a secure government installation that stretches 3 miles below the Nevada desert. 2 hours ago, it went completely dark.
Steve Blum, the obligatory Steve Blum, he's always in there.
Inside the East Wing. The status and nature of the threat is unknown, but whatever it is, it's hostile.
I love it when he states the obvious.
One of those politically correct groups of, you know, an ethnicity. Oh fuck, there's the
He sits on the
notifications. Well, that's gonna get trimmed out in post. Oh fuck.
Priority. According to the client, there's some sort
But yeah, 2 men, 2 girls. One of the guys is black. I think they've covered every base. Is one of the women Chinese? Can we have that? McDonald's poster, the dream of the utopian future. Can we skip this? No, we can't. Well, exciting stuff, you know. Grey helicopter descending into brown base. It's as good as it gets. Notice how no one ever falls out of these helicopters except for Orlando Bloom in Black Hawk Down.
Hang on, go back.
Like, none of them are strapped in. No one's wearing a seatbelt or a helicopter belt. Oh, that hole looks bad. And I'm a man, so I'm biologically programmed to appreciate any kind of hole. Oh no, the inevitable robot monster has turned up. What shall we do? So tense right now. Slow motion jumping. Not too sure that abided by the laws of physics, but we'll let it off. It's a game. And are we playing? We are. So there we go. Cover time. So, pretty standard third-person shooter. It's got surprisingly accurate blind fire. Uh oh.
Run, move!
Is her brain on delay? Like, this game came out this year, last year, I can't quite remember. But when I think about the opening of a game, any game, doesn't matter if it's good or bad, I think of something that puts a vivid image in a player's mind, so that whenever they're asked in the future, you know, have you played Fuse? They go, oh yeah, it was this badass thing when this happened and that happened and this is not the image that I think about when it comes to that kind of stuff. The glass looks okay. Well, when you get closer, it looks less good. And apparently, it's unbreakable. Oh. Well, those bullet holes are completely different to the rendered cracks. But oh, I haven't even got me good gun yet. So you might be wondering, aside from this being generic and functional and just blasé, what does it offer? What does it give to the average person looking for a game? Maybe you saw it cheap in a bin and it's got Insomniac's name on it and you thought, well, that's a bargain. What it does offer is co-op. That is literally it. Each of these characters has their own unique weapon. Their weapon is generally something that complements the team in a certain way. That's about as complex as it gets. And we haven't got those weapons yet, so this is a terrible example of this game.
Stay low and stick to cover.
But like, you sat in a dev meeting and you're like, what do we put? What do we fill on the opening of our game? Do we have it all Michael Bay-esque and Call of Duty? Or do we have the AI that doesn't quite know what direction to go, so she just keeps repeatedly butting and teleporting into me? Watch, teleport. It's a transmission. Like, weird. I assume it's because it wants me to do something. It wants me to turn off something over here, probably. Yeah.
Looks intact.
But what it's doing is it's showing you, the player, that co-op is a big element. You know, you distract the turrets even though they weren't even looking at us so that somebody can flank. It's getting this flank mentality into you. But that's all it's got. You know, generic base, generic enemies, generic guns, generic people in a co-op shooter and nothing else. But it's so capable, functional, and it works, so it's worse for me. I would prefer it to be mechanically dog shit. I would prefer it to just not work at all, because then I could have a good reason to be angry. But it doesn't. So there is no good reason to be angry. All there is just madness. Just how the hell do you have something that, for all intents and purposes, is a working video game, yet you filled it with nothing but cynicism as opposed to dreams?
What the hell was that?
I don't know. But I'm going to do my pimp walk just in case.
The client says it has something to do with alternative energy.
Oh, got some intel. But you've got your, you know, your progressive upgrade system, your XP, your carrot on a stick. It's got all the claws of a modern game. It does nothing well. It's so blasé.
I'm starting to get a really bad feeling about
I think the thing I like about it most is how out of place the gold is. Just random gold. I approve of random gold.
Here goes nothing.
But it's such a mundane start to a game. And
Holy shit.
I'm all for
They're not
a
building
tense
better
build-up. I'm all for,
They're
you know,
making weapons.
starting quite subtle and humble. A little bit like Uncharted 3, where it doesn't go immediately batshit crazy. It kind of does the pub fight, and then it does, you know, the humble origins of him being a kid, and it kind of gives you a bit of story, and then immediately it throws you into over-the-top bullshit. But then there's the complete opposite of that, you know, the fucking antipathy of it, or the antithesis, sorry, and this is it. Random hazmat guy who's been crystallized by the geometry from the crystal caves. But it looks quite nice, you know, it don't look terrible.
So the enforcer rampages through the facility and causes all this chaos. But why is the client worried about the stash getting out? The blast
Can you see black guy talking like Shaft?
Hey, you okay?
Old Whiter, look. So it's borrowing mechanics from Gears of War. Like, the first Gears of War. Haven't we... Ooh. What? Okay. Let's do that again. I don't think I was supposed to go on that corridor.
It's like some kind of ray gun.
It was like some kind of bad script.
Fuck you, what would you call it? From the smoldering dead guys on the floor, I know.
Oh, more gold. But it's really difficult to recommend this to anybody unless you got it for a $5, and so did 3 of your friends, because that is literally the only situation where I think it'll be something that you would want to play over another game. Because, you know, money's tight for some folk. They only get 1 to 2 games a year, and how the hell can you say get this over the ocean of better games that are actually interesting to play? But here's the game's main hook, the special weapon thing. You don't get to choose it, it's character specific. The black guy gets a crossbow that fires crossbow bolts. And I've only ever played as the black guy, so I don't really know too much about the other ones. But here you go, it's the Arc Shot. Hyperion Weapons Laboratory Xenotech. This Xenotech assault weapon fires high-velocity bolts armed with fuse-augmented mercury. So, press the trigger, and that's it. That is all you need to know. It's another gun from all the other guns you've ever used. But it does get a special feature where it kind of leeches damage on other enemies when you press the right bumper. So, I suppose it's kind of interesting. Oh, terrible aim. He's your tank, he gets the shield. I don't know what she gets except for the shit end of the stick. And then this one gets a machine gun that turns people into enemies off of Resident Evil 6. Those ones that look like crystal turds. So, it's a glamorous life, but it's just so... this.
Alright. Anyone need ammo?
Why is that glowing? Oh, it's just an ammo container. I don't think I've ever seen one before. I've played this entire game and never seen one of them. But you're probably thinking, oh, it's going to get really good soon. It just doesn't. Like, what is the one thing that was missing from our experience so far? That's right, a rip-off ticker enemy. Like, you couldn't make this shit up. And the sensitivity on this game is horrible. I feel like I'm weighted and underwater.
Stand back.
But it couldn't get more uninspiring if it tried. Like, it's pretty much like a Michael Bolton album. Sure, he sings the songs competently, but they should be sang by black people, so he'll never pull them off. Sitting at the dock of the bay. Come on, Bolton, you've never been on a fucking dock, you rich bastard. Okay, do we just shoot them with the gun? You don't get much more creative than that, does it? Like, and this is the game, guys. This is not me being overly critical of something that might be quite fun to play. Like, Aiden is looking forward to playing this game again, because he thinks you can just turn your brain off and play through. I am not. Like, I'm not even looking forward to playing it with Aiden again. And he's a friend, and friends make everything better. Except for this, because this is just unredeemable. But I think you've seen enough, folks. That is literally Fuse. That is probably about as much as I'm going to play. And as always, you take care now. Oh, this fucking game. I hate it so bad.